for people. So thank you.
That's all right. All right.
Here on Healers Talk Mondays. And my name is Anuschka. I am an empowerment health coach and energy healer.
Hello, this is Jacob Moya. I'm also an energy healer and a researcher of all things energy. Yes. And we're very happy to be here with you all today.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely looking forward to it. I'm already like, what today's the 8th. I swear I can't believe we're almost like halfway through March, honestly. Anyhow, today we thought about talking about why do we actually need rituals and symbols? Why are they powerful? And this is a really great topic for many people because we have sacred geometry, we have all kinds of different symbols and rituals and all kinds of, protection, all those things that are out there. Well, why do we actually need them?
Right. And it's beautiful, because when we are talking about energy medicine, for example, we use a lot of equipment, a lot of processes. And the beautiful thing is that now science is finally catching up and having instruments sensitive enough to measure the energy centers of the body, the difference in vibrations, and how all those systems or inner systems affect our environment and our reality based on our environment, right? And so the beautiful thing about all this is that we are finally having ways to show and to prove how most of the time it's just energy doing a shift inside of you, but because we are living in this physical reality, because we are always using our brain, like when we are talking, I mean, the reason why we are limited to talk to the people that can't understand the language that we're speaking is because of that, right? Because of a mental blockage, because you can actually should be able to transmit what you're saying by feeling and sending that waves of energy and emotions to other person, and that person should be able to catch them or you want, right? So beautiful thing about right now is that discovering all these things that happen inside of the body creates a physical reality. But in order for us to allow that to happen, to allow change to come into our body, sort of ritual or something, because without it, we most of the time don't allow the work to come through, and more and more we are seeing all different healing modalities out there that you can do remotely, and during this time actually force everybody to start doing that kind of work, right, remotely. And the only having a session live or having it remotely is the people, the client, allowing themselves to receive the changes that the healer are doing instead of blocking them because they're not working physically with me, and I think that it's impressive, and it's something that goes hand to hand with where we're living right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I even remember when I was going through my whole brain tumor journey, rebirth journey, and I worked with someone that he did Psych K. I still am very curious. I feel like I'm drawn to Psych K and learning about it at one point in my life. And I never saw him face to face. It wasn't video calls. It was all phone calls. And I was blown away because when I was very open. It was not like I was a skeptic or anything, because I think that makes it more difficult for receiving, right? I was very open to it. I was very open that something is going to shift. And I would notice as soon as he would do some kind of energy clearing, whatever it was for that moment, and I would literally feel as if something just went like throughout my body. And then there would be times where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I feel like I'm like a huge weight was lifted off of my shoulders. I felt like I was like flying. I mean, I would have these experiences and I'm like, this is real. Cause it can't, I mean, how can it not be when you're experiencing it physically in your body, right? It was huge. It was very huge for me.
Right.
And even with you, I noticed things like that.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more video, right? Like that's different. But I'm
Yeah.
to say even on a phone call.
Right. Oh yeah. And you don't even need to have that contact with the person. What the phone call help us to accomplish is that the person is focusing on the same thing that you're focusing while you are doing the work. You know, so a lot with the what is called the emotional code thing.
Yes.
I with me through the processes, because what I notice, you don't have to do that. I mean, I can do all the work for them, but what happens is that you lose the people, you know, and when the people are not paying attention to what they are doing, it's like they are creating a blockage. They are not in an accepting mode. But when they are doing it together, it's amazing because it actually shifts happen, you know, and I see it all the time. You know, I am working with a person every morning, and she's working on her development. And today we were working by her mother is sick, so we were working on bringing the energy to her mother into her, and then clearing things once she was in her body. And she was like, you know what? Hang on, I have to run to the restroom. You know, it's like. And went to a restroom and really have this release and all the stuff. And when we finished the session, she shared with me that her mother was on laxatives and all these things to clear her up because she's getting prepared to have surgery. And it was like it is impressive because as soon as I have her on me, on my body, I start feeling these sensations that were not mine in my stomach, and then I have to run to the restroom. It was like crazy. And I said, well, that's proof that is real, you know, that what we are doing is real, you know, and what you are doing for her is also real, you know. So but like I said, all these rituals and all these symbols and things are for us. It's not that we have them for everybody else. You know, it's something that we have to do in order for us to open up ourselves and accept. You know, you see it many times in church. You know, people talk like this. You know, even if they are the only two people inside the church, they're just whispering, right? And it's out of respect to the symbols that are in the place, you know, like if communication was something not holy, or I don't know, you know, but you notice that all the time, you know, and most of the time, like I said, it's just a situation where you have to be following the energy of the place, the energy that you accept that the place have. Another beautiful thing, I always, since I was a little one, I always was questioning myself, and to this day, I don't understand why Christianity used the cross as a symbol, you know, and they pray to God and everything, and you know, on the cross. And is the place of suffering from their Messiah, right? From the person that came here to deliver the message. And for me, it's like, come on, you gotta pick up a better way, right? To present it. Yeah, but the thing is that right now, you can pick up a couple branches and create a cross, and becomes a powerful symbol. Because for many years, I mean, we are in 2020, so it's been 2020 years 21. Since Christianity, right? Since the beginning, 21, yeah. So it's been
Right.
reaffirmation of the same symbols over and over and over again. So
Right.
of course they have power, you know, and they have power to heal, of course. Which is incredible. But for me, at least, or what I want to send to the people that are watching us, is that be aware of your symbols, and not because of this conversation try to avoid them, but actually embrace them, you know, because when you avoid them and it's like, no, this is something that was made up, and so on and so forth, you are pretty much creating the judgment. And second, you are bringing your awareness to prove wrong the symbol, instead of using that energy to prove that is real and that can actually shift you and change,
Yeah, and
you
that
know.
judgment, I
And
believe, also disconnects you from the higher self, the source,
yeah,
all of that, right? Because you're
right,
judging it. So
right.
then there's like a disconnect.
Right, because judgment, like we talked many times before, it comes from lower chakras. Lower chakras are here to power the physical experience. So energy and all those things are from the upper chakras. You know, the lightness of possibilities and change and manifestation and miracles and all that good stuff. But like I said, the idea is that you understand that is part of our identity, part of our normal way of talking, or connecting with each other, or connecting with energy and source. You know, that you have to go and get the ritual, you know, and with the awareness that it's gonna bring you something in exchange, and allowing it to happen. Because once you understand that part, the next step will be to practice getting all those benefits without the symbols, you know, and then you start to shift. Then you're gonna start going to all these incredible things, you know. And usually when I have at the holistic center where I work, or when I have a person that is very physical, very like, this thing's energy is not for me. I'm here because my wife sent me, and you know, that kind of thing. Uh, I put them to do exercises with me, you know, where we just close our eyes and take a few breaths to relax ourselves, to come here into present terms. And then something, whatever comes to mind. Sometimes it's trying to make one hand, one arm longer than the other one, you know, or shifting through a memory and your body posture, you know, how you feel when you have this. And then I take a picture and I show them, you know, how it's just the thought that is creating this shift in the physical body. And it helps me because then we work together with the same intention now to create the healing or the things that they need to do together, you know, or that we have to work together to bring them back to a place of almost thesis, so where everything works fantastically, you know. So that's what it is, guys. And look around, look through history. I was watching not too long ago. There's a Morgan Friedman series where he's like in search for, I don't know if he's in
God or
search for
yeah,
God or something like that.
in search for God. I can't remember the exact,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah, I don't remember it either. But it's amazing because he goes through different religions and practices and monks and all that stuff. And then it's very obvious that he's talking about all these things about the symbols throughout history, and the representation of it, and the rituals the people perform, and they all are creating something, you know, which is beautiful. It's amazing because you can see it, how it's been working for many people. There's a lot of lessons there, a lot of lessons. But like everything else, you got it like a like a novel and you go from beginning to end without analyzing the information, you're gonna miss a lot of stuff. But if you go through the program and you see the messages and you stop it, and then you go inside of you and try to understand and analyze everything, it will become a transformational experience.
Absolutely.
You know, so
and I was
so,
actually,
yeah.
I was looking up because we all know sacred geometry, right? Sacred geometry, how powerful they are. There's so many different sequences and whatnot, and really just looking at, well, what's so powerful about them, right? Because there are frequencies from them. Like I was looking at this, and it's like they're the most powerful for soul ascension and spiritual awakening when you use the sacred geometry, right? And I know like people
Right.
put their hands on them and like will download it into them and into their energetic body and whatnot, right? But I would love to see,
Right.
do you have anything to say about it?
Yeah. The thing is that remember that when we meditate and when we do energy work, or at least in my case, I always close my eyes, right? Because your eyes distract you a lot, a lot. I mean, there's a lot of colors and a lot of things, and each place and each color and each image that comes through your awareness is attached to a thought or an experience of your past. But when you are doing energy work, you are basically just channeling or downloading whatever it is that person needs and just helping them to receive it, right? Well, when you talk about secret geometry, basically, if you pick up any mandala, anything, any, it doesn't matter what it is, you know, and you start looking at it and put all your attention to that thing, eventually it's going to go through your consciousness and it's going to help you to harmonize the waves inside of your brain. That's what they do, you know. It's like harmonize everything, because the person that is creating, or you can do it in a computer, and it's gonna be just an image, right? But colors have associations. Like, for example, if we see a blue, we immediately go or to the ocean or to the heaven, right? If we see white, we go to snow or to clouds, right? And if we see green, we go to springtime, you know, plants, grass, that kind of thing. So we have all these different associations through different colors from nature, you know, and this will bring you back into your natural self. That's the power of it. I personally don't use them that much because I use meditation. But in our meditation group, sometimes when we ask people, we have some of the people mentioning that they have this what is called that they are seeing secret geometry when they are going to the deeper levels, right?
I have some. I don't always, but there are times where I'll see like
and geometrical forms and shapes, and that kind of thing. And it's because everything is a fractal of something else, right? And those lines connect different dots of different areas, you know. And when we look at them, it's like we have an opportunity to remind ourselves that other part of us that is way beyond the physical,
right,
way deeper than that, you know.
it's almost like a connection too. Like when you look at the one, I feel like the one that goes like this and bigger, that's the Fibonacci, right? So look at that. I remember I used to watch, there's this YouTube channel called Spiritual Science or something like that. It's actually really fascinating. This is way before I even got, I remember when I first watched it, I actually got scared. Because I'm like,
it was just too much. It was overwhelming.
It was it was like, I mean, at least 6 years ago. And I remember it was before I even got into energy or anything, right? And the way that everything is described and how everything is so connected, and it just kept showing this Fibonacci sequence and so many things, like whether it was like in a snail, right? A snail or different flowers, or there's so many things out there that connect us, right? And I know there's other ones too, where it's like actually we have on our bodies, and then it's like connected to trees and all these things. And I'm like, wow, I feel like that's also the power of it, right? Because it's actually a connection. And
Right, and it's very interesting because even our concept of beauty is based on the ratios, you know, on the numbers and stuff. You know how separate your eyes are from the nose, and the distance between your lips and your nose, and that kind of thing. All that is what creates our sense of beauty. What we consider something that is, or someone that is very attractive, is because of the ratios that they have. And yeah, it's all that is fascinating, but the most fascinating part of all that is that you're talking about the plants and the animals that are very obvious, you know, that they have these things, but in reality, these ratios, in reality, everything have it, you know. And when you see something that you cannot figure out how it is, it's just because you are seeing in a small fractal, you know, a very small part of the whole thing, you know. And that's even more interesting because it plays amazing, you know, in investments in the stock market. One of the very well-known ways to trade is using Fibonacci extensions, Fibonacci ratios, and it's very exact because people react, you know.
right.
And right now it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because everybody knows this, you know. So as soon as you hit one of those levels, everybody goes out there. Because you had to go back, you know. And where it goes back to a Fibonacci level, you know. So you pick it up there, and then if more people pick it up with you, it's gonna come back up, you know. And that's how it is. They have a whole system that is called Elliott wave, uh, that is based on the Fibonacci numbers and ratios, and it works amazingly well. I mean, it's very good. I mean, most of the hedge funds use a system of that from one form or another, but you know, but that's how it is. And if it works for that, it works for everything else. You can use it to predict weather patterns. You can use it to predict political situations, like the things that we're going through globally, because it's not here only on the States. It's just part of the ratios, you know. It's we are on a correction wave, pretty much, you know, where we're gonna go down and we're gonna go up, and then we're gonna go a little bit further down, and then from there is where we're gonna start rebuilding, you know. But that happens all the time. But like I said, that is the environment, and that is the control. That is not having control of the things around you, right? Because it's the environment.
Right.
But now, what can you do to bring that back to yourself and create a new reality? Well, what we can do is like you said, you know, try with sacred geometry. You need to find your own niche, because everybody have something different. You know, for some other people, like for example, for me, is the meditation. Some other people do sound healing, and which is also tuning the waves, you know, tuning through sound the waves of your body. Some other people use tuning forks. Same principle, you know. It's all about tuning your own personal energy to go back into harmonizing patterns, you know. And some other people pray.
That's what I want to point out, because they said symbols and rituals, and this is also part of it, right? So it's like the ritual.
Yeah.
Each person is
Yeah.
into that. Absolutely.
Yeah, praying is very powerful. I mean, it's extremely powerful, because basically, in order for you to pray, you have to first of all surrender yourself to something that is greater than you, and then sharing with that the problem that you have, you know. Now
And
the challenge is that you are already calling it a problem.
and I'm saying something that doesn't even exist, if you really think it, like exist, right? Exist in like the physical form.
At a physical form.
Physical form,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's
Yeah.
like, I remember, I don't know if it was Dr. Joe Dispenza or Bruce Lipton or one of them. I don't know. But I remember when learning about quantum physics, what blew my mind was when we talk about at the smallest, tiniest molecular atom of us, we're all waves of energy, right? And
Yeah.
the way they describe it is actually from a quantum physics standpoint, we're actually 99% energy, 99%
Yeah.
energy. We're only
Yeah.
1% physical matter,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
we always see it so the opposite. And it's just so that to me was just like it's like, the more I learn, sometimes I feel like the less I know.
Oh, welcome to the team, right? Welcome to the team. Because, and that's usually because we want to learn at the rational level, like when we are going to school, that you learn something
Right.
and then you learn how to apply it, and then you can move on. But in reality, it's more about connecting to the source of knowledge and allowing it to happen and allowing it to be for you, with you, not just against you, and understanding that that 1% that Anuschka was referring to, it's the one that is connected to our logical brain, and our logical rational brain is connected only to the past, right? To the experiences that we already had, to the life that we are having based on the beliefs that we are carrying over, and then you can use that other 99% to create a change in this tiny 1%, and use any means possible, whatever works for you. If it's a ritual, use it. It is a symbol, use it. It is a intentions, go for it, But you really need to do something and use it on your favor, because remember, your logical, rational brain, it doesn't matter what you say, it's already conditioned to believe in some things and to avoid another things and to dismiss some other things, and so always help with it. It's funny because on the work that I do with people, and when we're releasing emotions and all that stuff, and I'm always trying to search for the origin of everything, the source of everything, when everything started.
Mhm.
And so many times we're going like 200 lifetimes ago, 198 lifetimes ago. And they look at me like, come on. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. It's what your energy is telling me. Play with it.
Right.
Is that what it wants? We give it to them. We are not here to prove them right or wrong, because it's gonna be a waste of a session. Let's play with it and let's see what shift happens. Let's see if that pain goes away. Let's see if we can accomplish the thing that we are set to accomplish here. So just play with whatever it is. And the way that I see it and the way that I explain it to my customers is like, think that you are a toddler, and basically you are watching a movie of superheroes, right? It's like you still believe in them, but not really, but yes, but no, and it's kind of, yeah, you're in between, right? So if a superhero is gonna come here and save you, who cares, Let it save you, you know. It's what you want to have right now. It's not necessarily what you really need for the rest of your experience once you become an spirit and once you have all these awarenesses, but right now we have to work with the rules of your body, and your body is the one that is going to allow us to bring it back to the levels where it's going to feel good for you forever, and that's what it is, so yeah. Use symbols, guys. Use rituals, whatever you need in order for you to feel good, and but especially to release grudges, resentments, and beliefs that you are just a victim of the circumstances, and allow yourself to change, to transform, and to create everything that you want in your life, another good thing to do that, as I mentioned it before, is our meditation. Come and join us. It's great. It helps you. We have a person right now that is having amazing things and giving us an amazing feedback, and it's always fun, to have a person creating all these shifts inside of them. So we invite you to experience the same yourself. It's only $20, and it's a great practice. And once you learn it, you can take it with you forever, and you don't need symbols and you don't need rituals. Well, we have some sort of a ritual, to be honest, because we release energy, right? We release energy from other people, and we do certain breathing patterns. So we have our own ritual, but it's a ritual that don't require you to have anything else with you. So it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you are in a traffic jam. It doesn't matter if you are stranded in I don't know, in a hotel or on quarantine or on an airplane. You can always use the system to bring your energy to the level where you can be way more calm and create energetic shifts for you and for those around you. Because if your life is shifting and everybody's on the same boat, it's going to shift for everybody else too. So that's amazing. That's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely join us. And yeah, I'll post something about it later as well, just so you all have information on how to join us and how to make the payment. So that way I can send off the link to join us. It's all video, by the way. It's not in person. So I want to make sure.
Yeah, it's safe distance.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Hope you have a fabulous rest of your week. And for those that are coming tonight, see you then. Bye.
Absolutely. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.